your shoddy work kind of reflective of some shoddy habits of carelessness, lack of consideration that have haunted your life, and you're just dying at the end of this long day to slip into a new you, a new personality, and to kind of jump into the virtual you, the streamer, okay, the YouTube personality. I don't know about you, but in my real life, nobody listens to me for a maximum 30 seconds. And I think I'm pretty lucky overall in the quality of my relationships and community. But do people listen to you in real life longer than 30 seconds? Yet here on the internet, I can stream my opinions for hours and people tune in. So I think a lot of people just want to kind of escape from their humdrum life. And maybe they got like a medium IQ occupation, and maybe they work next to people like I know who make $1 million a year, and they don't make $1 million a year. And so you ever suffered from compare and despair? I know that has afflicted me at times. I guess you ever get worn down by your own shoddiness, your own laziness? That ever happened to you? And it's just so more exciting what's going on online, right? I can just go online and I can share my views on the alt-right, on anti-Semitism, on whether or not Trump will intervene in Syria. And heck, someone might even throw me a super chat. And I'll think, wow, I really enjoy this $5 I'm making from sharing my opinions. So much better than the prosaic workaday world. It may be better than a lot of my social interactions when nobody will listen to my opinions on Syria. Like in my real life, no one's terribly interested in my opinions on politics or religion or morality or good and evil or psychological health. Nobody cares that much. I got a handful of friends, and they care somewhat on some days. How about them Israelis bombing Syria, trying to blame it on Russia, trying to spark World War III? Okay, at least you care what I think, or at least you care enough to to have some fun triggering me. Come on, guys. Trying to get home to teach Torah here. So, I think it's easy to understand why a lot of us prefer our internet life to our real life. Because online we can say what we think, right? That's one of the main traits of going online is disinhibition. So, coming to the end of a 12-hour workday, so my speech is not quite so precise. My words are a little slurred. My thinking is not terribly sharp. But I'm particularly prone to disinhibition. Like when I turn on that go live on my phone, it comes this tremendous feeling of freedom. And it's kind of exciting. And come on, let me in, guys. Whoa! Okay, come on, let me in, guys. Oh no. Oh, what a mensch. What a mensch. What a mensch. Do you get that feeling of freedom when you go online? Of course, it's very dangerous. Like in the real world, there are all sorts of boundaries to us getting uninhibited. We have bosses, we have clients, we have friends, we have community, we have neighbors, we have roommates, we have family. We have a community, we have a reputation to uphold, we want to be in good standing in our gym and at our grocery store and on our street. So we don't say what we think nearly as freely as we do online. And on the one hand, being so free is a euphoric experience. Like, I am so happy to be online talking to you now rather than dealing with the prosaic concerns of businessmen and the type of writing that they need for their website or for their business or for their clients. So much more fun here. It's freeing, right? And then the other danger of this, because I read that book, 2011 book, Virtually You, the Dangerous Sides of the E-Personality by Elias Aboujaoude, a psychiatrist based in Silicon Valley. And the other temptation, of course, is just pure escapism. Like, what if you're in LA, West LA, you see a lot of scantily clad women and think, oh wow, it's so much more exciting on the outside of my marriage when I don't have a spouse of 25 years and 6 kids to look after and to put through Jewish yeshivas. Or what if I'm 60 pounds overweight and I don't like the real me, and so I can go online and I can forget about being 60 pounds overweight. Or I think most people aren't thrilled with their jobs. They'd rather think about something else. Hero, like a hero. So online you can be heroic. You can fight for the survival of your race, your people, your religion, your nation. Or you can promote veganism or vegetarianism, or you can promote the truth about IQ differences among the races. You can promote the truth about how racial crime statistics break down, or you can promote the truth about microaggressions, or whatever the truth is where you want to be a hero. And so I think the more intoxicating going online is, kind of basically in proportion to the quality of your real life. So you can still have a good quality of real life and still feel some intoxication going online, but the intensity of the intoxication is going to be much less than for a person who's quite unhappy with his everyday life, pretty bored with his everyday life, unfulfilled in his everyday life, and then going online he can be the mighty warrior. I mean, I see people struggling all around me. People struggling with their marriages, with their lack of a marriage. They don't like their roommates. They're struggling to pay the bills. They hate their job. They lack all prestige and honor. They're just overloaded with obligations, none of them terribly exciting, none of them in the public eye, none of them going to get them fame or fortune or a hot date. And so for people for whom real life is a struggle, then going online is particularly intoxicating. And I can identify with that. I had long periods of my life where it just felt like reality was a grind. Other big danger of going online, something that I've fallen prone to, is grandiosity. Like right now, I've got 40 people listening to me talk. In real life, it's very rare that 40 people gather around to listen to me talk. I've been a public speaker on, I don't know, a dozen occasions. And that feeling when Luke is calling us all losers. Well, come on. Nobody comes to my streams on the wings of victory. Okay? People come to my streams because in their own varying ways, They're broken, okay? And they recognize a fellow broken soul who's been humbled and humiliated by life and is working to get back on his feet and build an honorable life. And yeah, you're not coming to this stream because you're on the wings of victory. Come to this stream to hear someone who's very familiar with defeat and humiliation and failure, and someone who's familiar with possessing multiple personality disorders, and someone who's struggled with bad character, having a bad character, who has left a lot of people feeling let down, who suffered intensely from jealousy of other people, from compare and despair, and who has sought to escape the tedium and the pain of his daily life by slumping into various emotional addictions. Yeah, come here for an honest perspective. I don't know if maybe I'm crying out in pain, but I think this is just part of the human condition. I don't think what's going on with me is that different from anyone else. And so this is a lot of fun. All right, this is a lot of fun talking to you and reading your comments. Yeah, I love Russian literature as well, Tolstoy. And I am a much bigger fan of Tolstoy than Dostoevsky. Dostoevsky I was pretty much tired of reading by about age 25. So the real danger of what I'm doing now is grandiosity, is narcissism, is morbidity. Like going online and expressing yourself, it seems to bring out the darkness in a lot of people. In real life, people turn away when we start getting morbid. They flee from that. But online, you can find an audience for your morbidity. So that's the danger of going online and speaking your mind. And the other danger is regression. It's an invitation to return to a childlike state. And final danger is impulsivity. It's really easy to just give in to your impulses when you go online, when you got the camera running, when you're streaming, while you're driving home after working 12 hours, and so your willpower is at a low level, and it's really easy to, I don't know, engage in racial and religious stereotypes. And so what we're engaged in right now is virtualism. We're living in the virtual world because somehow what we're doing right now, this feeds our soul more than if I was just to pick up that phone and call someone. And I've got phone calls to return, but I'd rather talk to you than return some of my 12-step calls. Okay, I could be listening to a lecture or a book. I've got them all on my phone, but I'd rather talk to you. I'd rather be in this virtual world because it's more exciting, it's more interesting than the real alternatives to me right now. Yes, love and inclusion brings peace. But I find the more peace I feel within myself, the kinder I am to myself, the more peace I feel with other people, and the more kindly I act towards other people. For me, when I hate myself, and that has dominated my life, when I'm enraged at myself, when I'm disappointed in myself, when I'm beating myself down, that doesn't lead me to having consistently more ethical behavior in ways I treat other people. For me, when I'm hard on myself, I'm hard on other people. When I'm beating myself down in my head, I'm beating down other people. When I'm hypercritical towards myself, hypercritical towards others. When I'm pronouncing that my situation is hopeless to myself, my attitude towards others is that they are hopeless also. On the other hand, like learning to be my own best friend. That's what my therapist talked about a lot, and I'm not sure how much I was able to implement that, but at least to put an idea in my head. Like, be your own best friend. Be kind to yourself. And for me, when I can have some peace with myself, then I can have peace with other people, with their divergent views and opinions, and then it kind of builds on itself. So when I'm enraged at myself, it builds rage. When I'm at peace with myself, it builds peace all around me. Serenity now. So I've got to watch out for the grandiosity. So it's very tempting. Wow, thank you for the super chat. I can't quite read it right now, but I'm very grateful. It makes me feel grandiose. Yeah, serenity now, insanity later. So it's very tempting when you do these streams to claim an expertise that you don't have, to claim knowledge you don't have, claim learning and accomplishments you don't have. So one of the things that helps me with that, to the extent that I'm able to resist that trait, is that I've been blogging for 21 years under my real name. So, because I'm constantly being in controversies, I learned that I never want to shade or exaggerate, because other people who have incentives to make me look bad because I've perhaps said things that make them look bad, they're going to seize on that, and they're going to point it out, and they're going to make me look ridiculous. So if you just go online and keep yourself to your own name, to your real name, that is a useful tool in reducing analysis, is doing the deep inner character work of the 12 steps.